the Frank Drebin of Jaguars Radio, J.P. Shadrick.
Surely you can't be serious. Welcome in. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and remodeling company. We have a busy 2 hours ahead. First hour, of course, is Jaguars Happy Hour, preseason week 1. Coming up Saturday, the Steelers and the Jaguars at the bank. Playing time questions, they have been answered somewhat by the head coach. We'll hear from Liam Coen coming up. And yes, the Liam Coen Show is at 5 o'clock on the Jaguars Radio Network. No coach on that show tonight. We'll have him at the start of the regular season, but we're expected to have James Gladstone and Tony Boselli together in studio again for a third consecutive week. It's coming up at 5 o'clock on the Jaguars Radio Network. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube, each and every Thursday. J.P. Shadrick with Jaguars analyst Jeff Lageman. Good afternoon.
Are we taking bets?
Well, it's not allowed here.
Well, I mean, they're friendly wagers. They don't have to involve any kind of currency. But as far as the arrival time of Boselli and Gladstone.
Well, they were. James was technically late last week and heard about it from the big fella.
He was late.
Yes.
But not by much. Not by much.
Tony beat him by like a minute.
Well, Tony before long will get back to the Tony of old, which is, always a little bit late, fashionably late. So my prediction is today, he's a little fashionably late.
You think he's late and James is on time?
Possibly.
I could see that.
We shall see.
James will correct his action from last time. He seems like a guy that goes back, reviews, and then adjusts.
I think he'll be early.
Forward. We'll find out in an hour.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to having him on.
The Steelers-Jaguars matchup Saturday, presented by Wolfson Children's, the official children's hospital of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And here we go. Liam Coen, after practice today, how much, if at all, will the starters play?
Came in the weight room the other day on the day off, and we talked about it. He wanted to play. A lot of the guys want to play. So, actually, you got 2 new systems on both sides of the ball and the one joint, as I mentioned. So it kind of, I'm not saying it ties your hands because you can do whatever you want, but it just kind of everything leans that way is probably being the best thing for our team right now.
You said Travis is the one who kind of convinced you?
No, Hainsey.
Oh, Hainsey, okay.
Not convinced, but he just came up the other day in the weight room, was just like, what are we doing? And I'm like, I'm still working on it. I said, well, we want to play, and Trevor as well, and some of the guys. So, it'll be good.
So the Jaguars will play. How much for each guy, still to be determined, but Robert Hainsey, the center, who, of course, was with him down in Tampa, kind of nudged him along there to push it over the finish line.
Well, I think as a player, you kind of want to know because you got to prepare your mind and your body to be able to play in a game because it's different than preparing for a practice. I think a lot of times you prepare for a practice somewhat, but you really don't get into that mode. And game mode is different. And, people always use the term game face, game ready. It's a lot different than practice.
I always think of the Bobby Knight quote when he's talking about what is a game face. What is that? He's like making faces.
Well, that's because Bobby Knight walked around with a game face all the time, so
true.
He didn't know what a game face was per se because that was his everyday face.
That's true.
But I'm glad that they're playing because I think Liam is right from that. Hey, look, common sense tells you. 2 new systems, new staff, the mechanics of everything. And, I don't know how long that's going to last, but at least they're going to do something together to start the game. And I think that's important to opening day versus Carolina because, okay, we've done it before, and I don't know what the future holds, what they'll do next week in New Orleans or the following week in Miami or how any of that will turn out. My expectation is that by the time you get to the last week, which is Miami, coaches typically don't play a lot of guys in that last game. And on top of that, you have a practice with the Miami Dolphins 2 days prior to the game, which is more than likely where the reps will go to your starters at that point.
We could see now in the past, remember in Detroit, they did 2 days of full padded practices. None of those guys played in the game that following weekend. It just kind of depends on what's going on with the practices. And yes, they've had pads on this week, but it hasn't been against another team. So
but it's been very physical.
It has.
I mean, I got to say that for the last 2 weeks, I mean, this is as physical as a camp as I've seen in a while. And what I mean by that is that, look, in the past they've been in pads, but the tempo and the level of hitting, the loudness, the feel of it, a lot of times is controlled by the players. I mean, a coach can put them in pads and all of that. So the players are the ones that kind of control that, but it's also kind of at the direction of the coach. And I will say it's been as physical of a camp just from the player's standpoint, and obviously Liam has a lot to do with that. It's one of the most physical camps I've seen in a long time. And what I mean by that is not that, oh my gosh, they've hit more than before. They've been in pads in more practices than before. No. Just in each practice, you feel a physical element in that practice every day that they're in pads. And when they're not in pads, sometimes you're sitting there watching them going, whoa, take it easy, guys. Take it easy, guys. You know, you're not in pads. Remember, take care of your own team.
PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jags, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. Playing time for all the Jags, all the healthy Jags, on Saturday against the Steelers, including Travis Hunter. Liam Coen actually sat down with Kay Adams. We're going to hear from Kay coming up in a little bit. I caught up with her after her work today. We'll hear some of that conversation here in about 20 minutes or so. But Coach Coen told her today that, yeah, he's going to play both ways on Saturday in the scrimmage, or in the game against the Steelers, and might trend a little more toward defense now that some real football action's coming along. They wanted to focus on offense in this offseason, something to catch him up on.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of plays out on Saturday night against Pittsburgh. You know, does he play offense exclusively, and then all of a sudden, after he gets his reps in with the ones and the offense, then does he go to defense to work a little bit, or is it essentially at the same time? So offense is on the field, he's on the field when they're in a 3 wide receiver set. When the defense goes on the field, he just stays. I don't know that. And I think that that's going to be very interesting to watch, and then how they roll him in and in what packages that they have him in. Will he be used exclusively only in dime, or only in nickel, or only in base? Will he only play right corner or left corner? I mean, there's so much unknowns to that. And also, if you remember and go back to what Liam said, he said a lot of this is fluid because nobody's ever kind of done it before. So I think it's going to be very interesting to watch, and I will tell you, he is the biggest star from a national perspective when it comes to this football team. You watch all of the national media outlets, and when they talk about Pittsburgh and Jacksonville this week, the Pittsburgh headline is Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf, Jalen Ramsey. When you go to the Jaguars, the number one headline is Travis Hunter. He's going to play both ways, or is he going to play both ways? It's a huge story. And it's a huge national curiosity.
Absolutely is. The other part for the Jaguars is on the defensive side, right? How much do those guys get? A new scheme over there as well, not just offense. Yes, new defensive setup, a lot of new faces on the back end of the defense, a lot of veteran players that are vying for spots, especially at safety.
Well, and also let's not forget that we have a first-time play caller.
Absolutely.
So Campanelli is going to be calling plays for the very first time as a defensive coordinator. Now, look, he's got experience in the National Football League, and he's been around some really good programs with Miami for a while, and then most recently with the Green Bay Packers, who had one of the best defenses in the league last year. So I'm excited for him. I think he's a great guy. He's a really good football coach, and if you watch the way that his players respond to him in practice, it's good to see. And after the debacle that was 2024, I don't want to say that the only direction is up, because I've seen in the past that there's always a little bit of room to go down.
Always be worse.
It can always be worse. I'm excited for him.
I don't want to find out how.
I'm excited for him because he's a good guy, and the players have really responded to his coaching.
And that's you got to get him to buy into what you can't BS him, you know.
No.
And he certainly does not do that.
Well, look, I will tell you that the players are. In fact, I had a conversation today with one of the Jaguar staff members, and we kind of went back to that moment last year with some of the issues, and it's amazing how players can just see right through some of that stuff, and the players are feeling Anthony Campanelli for what he is, which is a good man and a good football coach, and I'm excited to watch this defense bounce back, to get back to being a Jaguars brand of football on the defensive side of the ball.
And now, let's be honest. It's not like they're going to show all their exotic things on Saturday night.
No. I mean, it's. I think the one thing that you always want to do in the preseason as a defense is, number one, you have the advantage of the unknowns going into the season. So with a new staff, which Anthony Campanelli has, you don't want to show a lot of the stuff that you're going to be doing. Now, look, the basics are the basics, and everybody knows you're going to do the basics. But some of the things that are unique to you, you want to keep that inside the vest, so to speak. And even offensively, people know Liam Coen, but they don't know Liam Coen with Grant Udinski. So
nobody does.
In some respects, both sides of the ball have a little bit of that aspect of, okay, let's keep some of these things, to ourselves. But I'm looking forward to watching them have a simplified approach, and I think that will be on both sides of the ball, because what you're trying to do is evaluate the athletes and the football team, and by simplifying the approach, you're allowing them to be athletic, and then you may end up adding a little bit more to the plate next week. And then in practice, you add a lot more to the plate, so you can evaluate how the information is consumed, digested, and then return to you on the field in performance.
All right, Logs, let's come back in a moment. We'll get into the offensive line. It's been an interesting week for them, I'd say.
And it's been a more full week with the return of Makari.
Yes.
Along the offensive line.
They've had pads on. They had a not-so-good day.
And a good day.
Did they bounce back?
They had another good day.
Okay, we'll get into that coming up. Receiver play as well. Parker Washington had himself a day.
Oh, did he had a day.
And we'll get into that. That was yesterday.
Fantastic.
Hey, get ready for the Jags 5K Sports Complex Challenge. That's Saturday, August 23rd. You'll race through Jacksonville, finish strong at VyStar Ballpark. That's the old baseball grounds. And see your victory moment live on the big screen there. Register at 904-633-2000 or email ticketing at jaguars.com. On 1010XL 92.5 FM, this is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with Everbank. Open an Everbank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. Everbank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a Zip Chair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Welcome back. Don't miss your chance to score an exclusive Brian Thomas Jr. bobblehead and a ticket to see the Jags take on the Chargers, the Colts, or the Jets at the bank. And this special offer won't last. One bobblehead comes with every ticket. Get yours today at jaguars.com/bobblehead or call 904-633-2000. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. We're at the Hyundai Studios inside the Miller Electric Center on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. The Steelers and the Jaguars coming up Saturday night at Everbank Stadium, preseason week number 1. Kay Adams of FanDuel TV coming up in part of our conversation in about 15 minutes or so. The full conversation a little later on Jaguars YouTube. Longtime NFL Network host of Good Morning Football was in getting her work done today with interviews with Liam Coen and Trayvon Walker and Travis Hunter. So we'll get her reaction to some of that coming up in just a little bit. But Logs, let's get into your reaction of the week that was. A couple of padded practices on Tuesday and Wednesday after a day off Monday. And from all accounts, Trevor Lawrence said it, Liam Coen said it, the offense just didn't perform that well on Tuesday. And Liam Coen really kind of talked about the offensive line being a big piece of the reason why on Tuesday. Why was that? How did they step back and step up on Wednesday the next day out?
Well, I mean, look, the offensive line hadn't really had a bad day all of camp. I think they've been incredibly consistent. So to have a little off day, okay. I mean, it happens. Sometimes the other side's got to win a little bit too. And I think that maybe is a little perspective from an offensive-minded head coach a little bit right there. But I thought they had a really good day. I guess that would be yesterday.
Wednesday.
In pads. And, look, I think this offensive line has been really good. When I say really good, I'm not expecting them to be the Hogs of yesteryear.
Yeah, or the Eagles right now.
Or the Eagles where they're at right now.
Yeah.
But what I like about them is that they're working incredibly hard. They're physical. They've got guys that can play multiple positions, and that really, I think, has been impressive. And I think they're deeper.
And Grant Udinski, you talk about that, and sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Not just one side playing multiple positions. Like they can flip sides, left and right. The whole that's hard to do.
Let's go back to the scrimmage. They had Anton Harrison playing left tackle, and then had Walker Little, I think, playing right at one point. They had Wyatt Milam, the rookie, has been playing everywhere. I think the only position he hasn't played yet is center. He's played left guard, left tackle, right guard, right tackle. And here's the crazy thing in the scrimmage. I thought he played them all really well. Now, look, it's not a game, okay? And remember, it's
talking about practice.
Practice, okay? The return of Patrick McCary.
Yes.
I think has given them a lift. Right guard Edoga has been solid because he can play right guard, right tackle. They've been flipping him to the other side. You know, I like what they're doing. I mean, the reality is that you're going to have injuries. And how you adapt and how you adjust to those injuries, I think, is critical to whether you win or lose the following week. And if you haven't tried certain combinations of guys along the way, how do you know what the best combination is based on what you have from an availability standpoint?
That's right.
So I give them credit for doing some different things. I give their offensive line coach some credit for doing different things. But most importantly, I think the environment itself makes it what it is. And what I mean by that is that, look, this is a competitive situation. I mean, there's guys that are still fighting for jobs, and the ones that have a job are sitting there looking in the rearview mirror going, I better not slip up because this guy behind me is doing okay. And I think that's the best environment you can have for making a team elevate its level of play.
A couple other highlights from this week. Parker Washington on Wednesday
crushed it.
I think had his best practice as a Jaguar,
crushed it,
the least that I've seen. Brian Thomas Jr. was out that day with sickness. He was
that
back
helped
in the
a little
field
bit
today.
for Parker's
He's out there
situation.
You're out
and
there
that's that's exactly what you want, right? I mean, look, if I got an opportunity to do something because somebody is out, take advantage of it. And that's exactly what Parker Washington did.
And from the first play of teamwork, the team run period where play action's in play, first play, they pull it out and hit a deep one between the hash marks about 50 yards between two defenders.
Oh, by the way, he was double covered.
It was awesome.
And Trevor just threw it up. I mean, if you go back and you sit there and you look at the film, you go, should he have thrown that? But, I mean, also at the same token, you know, it's a deep ball.
Yeah.
You got to trust your guy a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, what happens if it gets intercepted? I mean, here's the old saying, well, it's kind of as good as the punt. Yeah. And I didn't know the down and distance situation at the time.
I don't know.
But, I mean, you're talking about a guy just owning the moment, going up and making a big-time catch when he had essentially two defenders on each side. I think it was Wingard was on the front side of it.
And Campbell was on the back.
And had the best opportunity at making the play. Mm-hmm. And number 11 just dominated the situation and made the play. Heck of a job.
And continued throughout the day to make catches. I mean, Brenton Strange had a catch later in practice, and De'Ami Brown has flashed some. That's a good sign for the weapons.
I was talking to De'Ami Brown today, and he spent time in Washington with the Commanders, and that's an area that I grew up in. And so I was just chatting him up a little bit about kind of where I grew up and where he was living at when he was up there. And he actually lived in the same town that I lived in for a number of years. And then I got around to talking to him about his speed and the speed of the other guys that are next to him. And I asked him, I said, have you ever been around two other guys alongside you? Because he's a 4.38 guy in the 40-yard dash. I asked him, I said, have you ever been around anybody else that's as fast as the two guys that you're surrounded with right now? And he said no. He said McLaurin was a 4.3 something guy.
Sure, yeah.
But I mean that was it. I mean, and here you're talking about, and we've had Gladstone in here and asked him that question. He called it the Jaguar superpower. That these three guys have elite speed and the ability to take the top off of nearly any defense. To me, that's I think is the most exciting part of this offense looking forward or looking ahead a little bit here. And 16 has a lot of talent around them this year. I don't think there is any doubt. And so the environment is right for him to have success. The offensive line is getting better. The wide receivers are clearly better. And, again, we haven't played a game. But on paper and what we're seeing so far, I think the environment is right.
Running backs, competitive group.
Highly competitive.
Yeah.
Highly competitive. I don't know who's going to be playing on game day.
They don't either. They have him as an or on the depth chart.
I will tell you this, JP. Have you seen number 1 or number 4 work harder in practice yet in their careers?
They're getting after it.
That goes to that rear view mirror thing, right? They may think they're in the driver's seat, but are they really? In their minds, they're in the driver's seat because they've been here before and done that before. But the reality is that they may not be in the driver's seat, and that rear view mirror may, in fact, not be their rearview mirror. It may be somebody else's.
What does it say? Objects in mirror are closer than they appear?
Oh, they're way closer than they appear. And that's for any of them, right? I mean, put whoever you want in the driver's seat. That's a highly competitive position, and I think it's going to bring the best out of all of them. And, and a lot of people are talking about number 1 and number 4, number 33, as the primary backs, and obviously ETN and Bigsby and Tootin. And not a lot has kind of been talked about LaQuinn Allen Jr., who, oh, by the way, has got a little bit of nasty to him. And I got to share a story. This is cool.
I can't wait to.
So practice last week, okay? And I think it was last week, kind of all runs together. Anyway, one of the practices. So LaQuinn Allen is running the ball, and he's running towards the end zone. He gets thudded up by somebody. And then here comes Ventrell Miller. And the old rule, the rule of thumb, the unwritten rule, is that the first guy thuds, the second guy that comes in, just tap him or just kind of wrap him, but you don't need to thud him as the second guy.
Okay.
All right? Well, Ventrell decided to thud him on the second guy in concept. And I think 36 took a little note of that. So a few plays later, 51, Ventrell Miller's lined up in a gap. He's coming on a blitz. And LaQuinn Allen Jr.'s, guess who he's assigned to block? 51. He met 51 in the hole and stoned him. And then there was a torque involved. And I'll just say that somehow Ventrell Miller ended up on the ground with 36 on top of him.
That's what we call a pancake.
That's kind of more of a suplex.
Okay.
Because that lift and turn.
And twist.
I think that's a suplex. I have to ask Tony Khan.
Yeah, he would
suplex?
know.
Where's Tony at when you need him?
He would know. That's quite.
It was an awesome play. I mean, I'm talking 2 alpha dogs getting physical, but at the same token, at the end of the play, a little pushing, a little shoving, but we're teammates. We're all good.
Yeah,
we're not going to
been
fight.
The few times it's been close, it's never boiled over, which is a good sign for this team, too. We'll come back. We'll get on to the defense, some highlights, including Jordan Lewis, who's having a fantastic camp at cornerback.
Boy, the interception that he had on Tuesday, I think it was.
Yes.
Wow.
And there's a battle at both safety spots that's brewing.
Especially if you look at the depth chart.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to look at it when we come back.
I'm ready.
From the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today. We'll also hear from Kay Adams of FanDuel TV coming up next on 1010XL 92.5 FM. It is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow. Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Watch the game. Post your crew. or just unwind at VC Grill and Patio at Sheridan Jacksonville, part of the Marriott family of hotels. Enjoy craft cocktails, tasty bites, and indoor-outdoor seating perfect for watch parties, happy hours, and events. Mention this radio ad for 10% off food and drinks. Visit SheridanJacksonville.com or call 904-564-4772.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital, with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
It's every day something, right? It's every day it's making a play, right? And there's only so much, right, within a scheme that you can teach and coach. Ultimately, they have to go out and make plays. And he just continues to be a steady, consistent professional that communicates at a high level. He brings a calmness to our back end. He brings a playmaker to our back end and a great leader for the guys to be able to continue to listen to back there.
That is Jaguars head coach Liam Coen asked about Jordan Lewis and his performance in camp so far. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour from the Hyundai Studios at the Miller Electric Center. 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Coming up at 5 o'clock, the Liam Coen Show. We won't have the head coach, though, until the regular season. But in his stead tonight, James Gladstone and Tony Boselli, both live and in person.
Would that be the B team?
Depends on who you're asking, I suppose.
We should ask them.
I think I'll know the answer that one of them will say. No, that's coming up at 5 o'clock, of course. And then Kay Adams in just a few minutes. But to what Coach Cohen's talking about, Jordan Lewis so far, I mean, he's in his 9th year in the NFL, 8 years in Dallas. There's a lot of spotlight in Dallas. It's probably a little bit of a different scheme in Dallas than this one. He said that today, actually. Yeah, all that I think has helped him just step in and clear his mind and have a fantastic training camp. And his energy on the field, you can just see it every single day when he walks out. And I think that bleeds over the entire secondary, especially.
Well, I mean, I think, look, when you play at a certain level, you immediately become a leader in a lot of respects. And I think he's a quiet leader. But before you open your mouth to lead, you've got to have a level of play to be able to back up, to give you a little bit of legitimacy, so to speak. And his level of play has been outstanding. And I like his attitude because it kind of fits in with Tyson Campbell's and Travis Hunter, and that it's not about talking or any of that nature. It's about doing your job. And the play that he has executed out on the practice field right now has been top-notch. And thank goodness Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are very slow at extending players' contracts and giving them an opportunity to be free. And because I was shocked when I found out that a player of his caliber, which many people considered him one of the top nickels in the National Football League, because remember, a lot of people say, well, nickel's not a starter. Well, yeah, it is. Because in the NFL, nickel packages and the nickel back is playing at well over 65% of the snaps in the NFL. That's a starter. And this is one of the best in the business at playing that position. He also has the ability to play regular corner if need be. But love it. I love the addition with his level of play and execution. And then also, I'm a big fan of believing that you have to have performance leadership at each position, and that really gives them a consistent leadership performance at that group.
And then you throw in, okay, he was one of the additions in the offseason, but they revamped the entire secondary in a lot of ways. There's a handful of guys back, but there's a lot of new competing with a couple of guys who are back at the safety positions as well. Andrew Wingard, Antonio Johnson are both in battles with, people who've come in the last couple of years. Savage is one of those who's been around for a minute. But then you go and bring in a 10th-year guy in Eric Murray who has his head about him and football IQ and everything. And those are two open competitions. Both safety spots right now are up for grabs.
Yeah, and Murray is not I don't think he's like a Jordan Lewis in that he's a guy that's just the shoe-in as being a starter.
Right.
He was brought in to compete.
And he's a steady presence. He has an awareness of where he needs to be. It feels like.
Well, and he's like a veteran guy.
Right.
I think you're 10. Yeah, you're 10 out of University of Minnesota. Been around the block quite a bit.
Trust me, this team needed that on the back end of the defense.
Well, last year the most explosives allowed in the National Football League.
Right.
And let's not blame Andrew Wingard for that, because Andrew Wingard had a knee last year and was hurt for a good portion of the year last year. So Antonio Johnson was a big part of that. Cisco was a big part of that. Where's he at now?
He's with the Jets.
Okay, he's with the Jets now. Mm-hmm. But Antonio Johnson, I give him credit. His level of play has gotten back to the level of his rookie year when you were going, wow, this guy's pretty good. Where'd they get him from? How'd they get him in such a later round? I think his level of play has been good, but again, the four of those guys, Andrew Wingard, Antonio Johnson, Eric Murray, Darnell Savage, those four guys are all fighting for a spot. But here's the reality. Caleb Ransall and Raywan Lane are right there with him.
Yeah, and Ransall's been out a little bit. He's been dinged up some. So when does he get back in the mix?
He will be back in the mix when he's on the field.
Okay.
Trust me on that one.
They drafted him. Yeah,
good player.
Yeah.
He was the highest drafted player besides somebody who won the Heisman.
Yeah, I guess so.
Think about that.
It's true.
He's a good player.
It's true.
Good player. And really good tackler. Ransall is. That's the one thing I think if you were to watch his college film, super competitive, sure tackler. And last time I checked, the term safety, I think explains itself with the actual name itself. Like when you read about defensive lineman, kind of self-explanatory. Linebacker is not really self-explanatory.
Yeah, it is. Back of the line.
Not really.
Linebacker.
It's not on the line, though. So what does line have to do with anything?
Back of the line.
It should be just backer, right? It should be just backer. Backer.
Well, I guess technically if you're behind the line, you're always back, no matter how far back.
So he's a backer. But safeties, I think, so semantics.
What are we doing here? 10-10XL 92.5 FM.
But I want a sure tackler at the safety position.
Why wouldn't you? Of course.
Because, look, that's the last line of defense. Two things I want out of a safety.
Okay.
Great ball skills. Okay. Range. Okay. So ball skills, range, tackling ability, and not that particular order necessarily.
That's all you want. So that's three things. What about awareness? Where is that for
that's
you
all
on the list?
Kind of in there.
Is it?
Yeah.
You can have ball skills and range and not know where the hell you're supposed to be.
Execution, awareness, instincts. I mean, you could go to a million different terms of
Would you
what
rather
I
have
want.
a smart guy who lines up in a more advantageous position who's not as fast? Because he knows where he's supposed to be. Maybe he can overcome his inability to have as much range as the other guy.
Well, what's the end result? Which one has the better performance?
That's
has
all
the
better
matters.
play, right? If the play's the same, then
plays
it's a wash,
the same,
right?
plays the same. Yeah, it plays the same. It's because it's a bottom line business.
But would you rather have a guy that's consistently in the right place than a guy who has to really range to get in the right
I'd
place.
really have a guy that's consistently in the right place, and he has range. And if
Okay.
we don't have that, we're going to go talk to James Gladstone and say, hey, look,
There's a
we
draft.
got one guy who has this trait against the guy over here who has that trait. We need to find one guy that has both traits. That's
Scouting
the
department.
challenge of personnel.
Come on, scouting department.
And that's what coaches will go to a GM and say, look, we need to be better here.
Yeah.
Because here's what we have.
Here's our ideal setup.
How it works.
We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. It is Jaguars Happy Hour. And throughout training camp, national media folks make their way through all the training camp tours, including Kay Adams of FanDuel TV, longtime host and interviewer for NFL Network, hosted Good Morning Football for a number of years, but has struck out now on her own with FanDuel TV. Does a great job hosting shows. Her interviews are top-notch. I caught up with her after practice today. She visited with Liam Coen, Jaguars head coach, Trayvon Walker, Jaguars defensive end, and Travis Hunter. But I started with her initial reaction to Liam Coen and first year on the job for a new head coach.
I think he's very open, which I, as an interviewer, can appreciate. I think I, as a human, I think when you're a player, you want a human connection with your coach, especially at this point of where we are and how the game has evolved. So I think he's got that 10 out of 10. And I think, he's an animal. He's got that dog in him a little bit. He's excited. How else should he feel? I asked him, how jealous are your coach buddies? Your Sean McVays, your KOC, how jealous of you are they that you have Travis Hunter and you get to sort of make your mark with history? He's excited. He thought about it before the draft. I don't think it keeps him up at night. I think that there's a real invigoration that is taking shape. And I think the fans are excited and they should support him.
Yeah, Travis Hunter as well today. And he's trying to do something that is somewhat unprecedented in modern football. A few guys have done it here or there. I mean, but they're going all in with this thing. What does Travis think about it?
Travis is like no one I've ever talked to in my entire life. And the first question was, how hard has this been? That's what's been on my mind. I met him draft night. I met him before the draft, in the draft process. And so when it came to all this time later, surely you've had some friction. Surely there's been some hill you had to climb, some little level, what do you call those things? A little prowler puff of adversity in the morning. And no, you know what he said to me? It's not that hard. Nothing is hard. And nobody refuted that all day. And I know he's out there with the offense. He's going to be out there against the Steelers playing both ways. Corner came more naturally, so that's why they're starting him at wide receiver, obviously to learn the playbook and get as much as he can there. Everyone's fascinated to see. I don't believe that he's not going to perform really well. I called him the human smelling salts today. No fatigue out of him. And clearly...
We got to keep him legal, though. It's not allowed anymore, okay?
There's something, we don't even know. Let's not dabble into that, but he's a human smelling salt as far as I'm concerned, the legal kind.
Love that. Looking forward to seeing that, certainly on Saturday night against the Steelers. You had Trayvon Walker as well. It's hard to believe it's his fourth year here. And he's so under the radar, I think, nationally.
It's upsetting.
But he's a really good football player and arguably, pound for pound, the best, certainly on this defense and maybe the entire team.
I think it's upsetting to me as a fan of all 32 teams when a number one overall pick delivers everything you wanted from him, which he has done with back-to-back double-digit sack seasons, with a scoop and score that plays in my mind, scoring a touchdown when Saquon Barkley dropped the ball. That's not talked about enough. I didn't get the sense that it's a big chip on his shoulder, which I also was upset by. I wanted to be sort of driven by that, I wanted to bring up the name Aiden Hutchinson and to sort of get him going. That's just not who Trayvon is, and that's not where he is. I was most impressed today in finding him obsessed with sort of being a leader. Obsessed is a strong word, but he really does see himself as a young leader. He's still got a lot to learn. He's still got a lot to give, of course. We haven't seen him peak yet. But, I heard, to hear Travis Hunter say he's like a big brother to me says everything I need to say about how this defense is going. And now the only thing that we have to worry about is just the fighting between the offense and the defense and who gets to hang out with Travis Hunter more.
Our thanks to Kay Adams, FanDuel TV. The full conversation coming soon on Jaguars.com and Jaguars YouTube. First chance to catch up with her. I think the last time she was here was when the pools opened. That's been a long time ago. So great to have Kay out today. And by the way, one update on the smelling salt situation.
What do you got?
So the NFLPA clarified the league's new rule on smelling salts being banned Teams are now prohibited from providing or supplying them in any form, but the players can bring their own smelling salts. So that's the only ban. The teams cannot provide them anymore. Players, if they're into it, can get their own.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the logic of that. I don't.
That was reported by ESPN today.
It's a smelling salt. JP, it's a smelling salt.
Oh, I'm aware. Yeah, I know.
I mean, we're not talking about cocaine on the sideline here. Okay, hey, we can't have that. It's smelling salts. Explain to me why the NFL would ban smelling salts.
There was what I read was it might mask some concussion symptoms from time to time. That's
how's that going to happen?
I'm not a doctor, Logs. I just read commercials.
I'm very confused by that. Give me some smelling salts. Maybe I'm hiding a concussion. I don't know.
Maybe I need that at the start of this show every week.
Yeah, I don't.
But I can't get them here anymore.
I don't understand. I mean, and I saw what they said. That they were concerned about the smelling salts potentially masking symptoms of a concussion.
Yeah. Right.
How would that happen? Would all of a sudden give them a burst of clarity?
Isn't that what it does?
No, it's just it makes you want to. It doesn't do anything to your brain. It opens up your nasal cavities.
It'll wake you up, right?
Kind of shocks the system, so to speak. But
I don't know.
But it's not. I mean, my experience is that I've all of a sudden I haven't turned into Albert Einstein because I had a sniff of smelling salt.
Well, we know that about you.
Easy, JP.
I mean, that's clear.
Easy.
Knowing your position. We're back in a moment.
Anyway.
We'll get into the injury report. We've got a stadium entry update. Chad Johnson spoke with the media today, COO of the Jaguars, to update fans on gates and parking for this week.
And change will be needed this year.
If you want Jags customized furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com and browse all customizable options. ZipChair, furniture for fans. Coming up, the Liam Coen Show at 5 o'clock with James Gladstone and Tony Boselli, but this is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Is your organization ready to tackle its toughest challenges? For 3 decades, CSI Companies based in Jacksonville has been the trusted workforce partner for leading healthcare and technology providers nationwide. Whether finding the right talent for a specific job, advising on a strategic project, or offering seamless managed services, they tailor every solution to fit your needs. CSI brings trusted expertise and a people-first approach to your organization. Get the job done right. Together, we go further. Learn more at CSICompanies.com.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Ride Now Power Sports is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars football fires up your Sundays, and a Yamaha boat or wave runner brings on-the-water thrills to get you through the other 6 days of the week. Check out the extensive Yamaha watercraft selection that must go at the Ride Now Power Sports Beach Boulevard and Jacksonville locations. Their prices will not be beat. You and the Jaguars can both win this season. Just mention Jaguars at the time of your purchase. Online at ridenow.com.
Made some huge strides from the spring as far as just the system and being comfortable playing fast, getting through progressions, letting it rip, especially across the middle and anticipating some throws. I think it's been a lot better than the spring. So, I think going into today, I was pleased with just my progress. Not necessarily overall performance, but just I felt like I was really just playing better every day, and I think that's what you want to do. And today, obviously, had a little bit of a rougher day, so we'll have to watch it and just learn from it. And it's the same thing. Even if you don't perform how you want to, you got to learn from it.
That's the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, back on Tuesday after practice, asked by John Ogier. You might have heard of him, Logs.
I have.
About his progression from the start of the offseason program to now and learning this offense.
Johnny Ozone.
Yes.
That's Johnny O.
Yeah, yes. John Ogier.
He's my guy.
He's our guy. He's everybody's
He's my guy.
Yeah.
My guy.
He's a good guy.
I like Johnny Ozone. Like his stuff. I read Jaguars.com all the time.
It's a free website.
Very free. And he also is on the app.
Which is also free.
Correct.
He's also on every piece of programming you can shake a stick at around here.
Yeah.
Morning
Jaguars,
show, Jags AM.
Jaguars AM. Johnny's I think Johnny, the one thing I think that's very surprising that he's gotten to be a little bit better of a dresser in his older age. When he was a younger man.
Okay. Yeah.
You didn't know him when he was a younger
I met
guy.
him in 2012.
Yeah, Johnny, in his younger days, was the farthest thing from a fashion statement you might ever meet.
Well, maybe it was a really eccentric fashion statement.
And I'm talking about both from a hairstyle standpoint and a clothing standpoint. He's upped his ante a little bit, quite a bit.
I have very little ground to stand on when it comes to hairstyle talk. However, you used to have some unique hairstyles.
Oh, yeah.
too.
I had a mullet. I was styling a mullet, man. I was crushing it.
It's one word for it. This is Jaguars Happy Hour. If you've just joined us, we're at the Hyundai Studios of the Miller Electric Center, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Coming up in about 7 or 8 minutes or so, the Liam Coen Show. No head coach until the regular season. However, Tony Boselli and James Gladstone scheduled to join us in studio again. We'll get their thoughts on the Jaguars playing. Yes, the starters, everybody's going to play, Liam Coen says earlier today. And that will not include, though, guys that are dinged up in any manner. You can sit those guys down. There's no true inactive list to come. But as we take a look at the injury report presented by UF Health, proud healthcare partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Eric Armstead missed the scrimmage last week with a sore back, Logs. And we talked about him a little bit in last week's show and then did not practice in that scrimmage and has kind of been off to the side a lot.
I don't know if he's had any team snaps at all. I don't know what the condition of his back is, but it must be something pretty significant if he is not taking any snaps whatsoever on team. Is he even practicing now? He practiced for a little bit in the individual period and then was like, he didn't do anything team related for the most part.
Yeah. Didn't even dress for the scrimmage. So did
I
not do
saw
warm-ups
that,
or anything.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't remember seeing him out there in practice the last couple of days. Was he out there?
I didn't honestly look for him today.
No idea.
So has not been on the radar.
I've seen Mason Smith out there.
Yeah, he's out there doing work on the side.
He's working on the side.
He's on PUP.
I don't even remember seeing 91 out there doing work on the side, seeing them as far as this week goes.
Cole Van Lanen out for the rest of training camp on the offensive line. Caleb Ransaw, who we mentioned, lower body injury, so week to week for him. Monteric Brown not expected back in camp with a lower left leg injury. And by the way, since last week, Louis Rees-Zammit has decided to go back and play rugby again.
Yeah, smart call.
Yeah, so he's probably going to go back to England or Wales.
I mean, look, I appreciate his focus and effort at trying to become an American football player, but and he's he's a very special athlete.
Yes.
He's got size, he's got speed. I mean, incredible speed for his size, really. But becoming an NFL wide receiver is not an easy proposition, and many have tried to do the switching of sports, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I think he needed to do exactly what he's doing, and that's going back to the sport that he knows.
If you're like 6'7", 340 like Mailata, then that's one thing. I mean, he could play some offensive line,
freak,
right?
Man, he is a total freak.
Little different in the skill position.
He was that international pathway program.
I think he was in it.
The most famous player by far to ever go through that program, which the NFL has had instituted for a number of years to help encourage international players into playing football and encouraging them to try playing in the NFL.
So the Jaguars now have a stadium navigation update. We need like some theme music for this or something. Each and every week we're going to have this for you because it could change every week.
What was that? That D.
That's what I'm talking about.
We need to have that music.
That'd be perfect.
I wonder if Joe can find us a little bit of that music
something
for the
up
future.
At some point. That's an idea. Chad Johnson, COO of the Jaguars, spoke with the media today. So fans can expect the in-bowl game day experience will remain unchanged, full capacity throughout the season for the bowl and upper deck. Guests may need to adjust where they park, enter the stadium, and how they make their way into their seats. General admission seats should access the main concourse for full circulation around the stadium. So the ground level around the stadium, once you're inside and scan your ticket, you used to just walk around outside. You can't do that anymore because it no longer connects gate to gate. All four gates for the normal 1 through 4 will be open. There are additional gates in the south end by the old flex field. There's also now a super gate, logs, gate 4, southeast corner. That'll get fans into the fan entertainment zone, the south end zone, Daly's Place, the south escalators, all through gate 4 now. East and west club gate paths will direct only ticket holders with club access to their respective club. So those gates will not allow access to other areas of the stadium unless you go out through the club itself into the seating bowl.
Okay.
That's one notable change there. Mobility assistance offered everywhere. Wayfinding signage and reps throughout the parking lots and the stadium to assist where needed. For more, visit jaguars.com/stadium. Ask and we shall receive theme music. Stadium navigation update.
I don't know if that was what I was thinking of.
We're on the fly here.
It's kind of like a David Bowie version.
It was a little bit like synthesizers, like a 1986 call.
I wanted to gel spike my hair and bleach it a little bit.
I would love to do that. However, I don't have any.
Nope. They make things for that.
They do. I'm not using them. They're called hats. I wear hats sometimes. Coming up, Liam Coen Show. We'll hear from James Gladstone and Tony Boselli. And, hey, the number one thing today is that the Jags are playing on Saturday. Let's
finally.
Go. Yeah.
We get to some
And they're
games.
actually playing. Like, guys are going to play.
Yeah, and look, I know that not to get to next week, but we'll see kind of what happens after this week. And I don't know how much they're going to play this week. I mean, there could be the Pittsburgh Steelers supposedly are not playing their starters. Maybe they'll play some select starters, but some of the big-time names, Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, Jalen Ramsey, I doubt that those guys are going to play. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite Pittsburgh Steelers players that over the last decade or so, Cameron Hayward. That guy is a really good football player. And so I was doing my game board, getting ready for the game. And it's not very often that you have a guy that can be in year 15 playing defensive tackle. You go back to the great offensive tackle with the Rams, Jackie Slater, and Munchak, or I believe it was, that played into his year 20 or something like that. Was it Munchak? The other offensive lineman for the Titans Oilers. And one of the Matthews. Matthews played like 20 years. And then you got A-Rod. Aaron Rodgers, year 21.
Yes.
Pittsburgh Steelers have gotten old in a hurry.
All right, we'll come back in a moment. Liam Coen Show is on deck. James Gladstone, Tony Boselli scheduled to join us in studio. Thank you for listening to Jaguars Happy Hour.
Welcome to the Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida. JP Shadrick and Jeff Lageman keep you informed and up to date with the head coach of your Jacksonville Jaguars. The Liam Coen Show starts right now.
And welcome in. It is the Liam Coen Show on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by the University of Florida, #1 university in the U.S. News and World Report's #1 state for education. The Liam Coen Show presented by Fresh from Florida. We're at the Hyundai Studios in the Miller Electric Center. JP Shadrick with Jaguars analyst Jeff Lageman. And on time, on the money today, Tony Boselli, James Gladstone. Welcome back in. 3 weeks in a row now, James.
Juiced to be here.
Yeah.
I mean, let's run it back the third hour.
Love that.
Oh, we're going to get it popping.
Absolutely. And there's a lot to get to in our conversation today.
Is there?
I don't know. You tell me, Tony. What are you thinking about? What do you want to talk about?
I'm looking forward to the questions. I'm ready for
the
questions.
readers out.
Yeah, right.
Well, I can't see anything.
So,
getting into the
Are those
details.
cheaters? Are those cheaters?
Oh, yeah.
What, into the microphone, Tony.
Okay.
It's radio.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank
Are
you.
we on
Act
air?
like you've been here
we're
before.
live.
First show I've ever done.
I mean, come on.
All right, so I'm a 2.5 power guy on the cheaters. What are those, like 5s?
No, they're 2s. They're 2s.
Gosh, I feel out of place here.
Well, you're
You don't use
you have about
only one not wearing glasses.
You got 15 years still until you got to worry about it.
I'll enjoy it while I can.
Yes,
No.
it
Soon
is,
enough.
It is coming.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
It's coming.
Soon enough. I say the same thing about my metabolism. It'll catch up at some point.
Oh, speaking of,
What'd you look at me for?
no,
What the hell's that about?
well, I mean,
The eyes say it all.
Come on, man.
I don't want to state the obvious.
Another one of our competitions.
What do you mean? What
This
what
guy
do we
can
got?
eat. I've never seen somebody eat the way James Gladstone.
Oh, yeah,
eats.
you've seen that before.
No, and not gain a single pound. The other day, I can't even describe what he ate, but
Oh, it was a brutal mix.
it was like 30
Brutal
minutes of entree, dessert, entree, dessert, entree, dessert. Like just back to back.
No
like,
salad, no nothing
oh,
healthy.
and then some days we'll go and I'll get something healthy.
Wait, did you just said multiple desserts?
Multiple
at a
desserts.
single sitting?
Yeah.
We were dialing it up.
Just
I
he
mean,
goes and go cake, pie, cobbler, and then the other day we're walking, and he always grabs cookies, or he's eating the cookies. We're walking to the stairs and go upstairs. We get to the door to go upstairs. He's like, I want another cookie. Walks back and goes get more cookies to come back.
So was that officially 4 desserts?
Oh, it's unreal.
2 desserts and 2 cookies?
That might have been 2 separate sessions.
That was 2 sessions, but he's unstoppable, and the dude does not gain 1 pound. If I ate that way,
What was your playing weight? Let's go back to the college
depends.
days.
If it were the listed weight versus the reality weight, yeah, they're 2 different things.
Okay,
So
what
listed weight was probably plus, give or take 165 a couple. Right.
Okay.
Playing weight was under 150.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So you had the old high school trick. Let's inflate the numbers a little
Oh
bit.
yeah.
Was your
we
height
inflated
accurate?
every
6'3".
number you could. I mean, when your dad's the play caller, right? You're talking about truly inflated. You're getting plugged with the football, right, as a pass catcher. So it was definitely inflation.
All right. So along those lines, I got a question to ask, because in front of Boselli is the game board.
Okay.
And there's players, what school they went to, what year they're in, their height, weight. And the one thing that I noticed, because I was using my board from last year and then was making the new one this year, there was a lot of players on the Jaguars roster that somehow became shorter, and some of them might have changed the weight a little bit. But how do guys get shorter from one year to the next? Did we finally have an accurate reporting of true height?
That's an interesting one.
I have no idea.
We got a new ruler in the weight room.
Yeah, maybe we're using the metric system.
I was
now.
just wondering. I would guess like once a player is in, you don't really think about it anymore.
I'll be completely honest. I don't look at how tall they are. I might look at the weight to see who's overweight from what they're supposed to be, but I could not, like, unless James, maybe he's changing the height weight, but I don't.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how tall.
I was just kind of wondering.
The only person I know how tall he is Fred Johnson, because he's the only one taller than me. So I couldn't tell you how tall anyone else is.
Looking up.
By the way, a lot of people may be wondering what position that you played.
I tried playing wideout. Yeah.
You didn't try. You did.
Yeah.
First of all, has anyone ever seen the highlights from high school of him on X?
I'm just glad they didn't show the lowlights.
Dude, they're awesome.
Hey, we'll play them next week.
They are so
please
good.
Don't.
Like,
don't.
like what I
So
mean,
what do I gotta search on?
I can't remember where they were, but one of our fans like searched the archives and pulled them out, and they are legitimate highlights.
Is he a possession receiver? Is he a good route runner?
Big
Like,
play
what's the-
receiver, like hands out of
Really?
like if it's touching the hands, it's caught. But also DB, both ways.
Oh, see?
Now, he did highlight one thing that I did not pick up as I was watching these video
Okay.
I didn't
clips.
see any tackles.
He goes, you notice you saw no tackles as highlights. I go, good point, I did not.
I was out there on, some known passing downs. But like we say, Tony, don't get fooled by the playlist.
That's right.
You got to watch the authentic
You got to watch
tape.
the whole thing.
Watch the tape. That's for
It's
sure.
a fun little clip, though.
Well, there will be some tape from this game on Saturday night. The Steelers and the Jaguars coming up. Liam Coen today said the Jaguars will play. And he said that really there was a few guys that nudged him over that decision, and Hainsey was one of those. Basically, in the weight room was like, hey, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, we need to play.
Yeah.
And that's a good sign when the locker room's telling you, we want to go play and learn
Agreed.
both sides of the ball, right?
Agreed. I think this is going to be a great next step in the process of creating who this team and their identity is going to be. I think this is a telling piece to the puzzle when you got players who are initiating that trigger. We were entertaining a number of different thoughts in the lead up to this decision internally, and I think that was a big part of the why we ended up going this direction. At the end of the day, we're going to have to face an opponent who we're unfamiliar with one week to the next, and this is a great opportunity for our players, our coaches, and our staff to get prepared for that.
I was just kind of interested because when I heard what the decision was, first thought kind of goes back to, from a player standpoint, is that as a player you want to know in advance whether you're going to play or not.
Preach.
Absolutely.
And give me an idea, just because, I don't know about you
Mentally.
guys. Mentally, you want to get ready for it because, I was telling JP this earlier, is that, they have the old saying that, your game face, your game state of mind, all those things are real.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you need to take yourself to a little bit different place sometimes to get ready to play a game.
Preach.
Well,
I
I think
want that.
I think it's this year's a little bit different. I think for everyone in the building because everything is brand new. We have a bunch of brand new faces, new system, how we're doing things, and expectations. So I think it's important more than ever. And I think that's where you're also seeing guys come in and say, "Hey, we want to play, like we want to be out there." But I do agree 100%, Jeff, as you get moved through the process year after year, and even we go through this process in the preseason, it's important to communicate to our players so they can prepare themselves, and especially for our veterans. Because, listen, I know for me, preseason was a challenge because as a veteran player, you might be trying to achieve something completely different than a young player trying to fight for a roster spot. Like when you and I were veterans, we're trying to prepare ourselves for the regular season. And so that's a different mindset. You still have to get in game mode because it's live and people can get hurt if you're not playing at your best. No doubt about it. So you have to get to a level. That's wildly different than a guy who is a rookie trying to earn a spot or a back-end roster guy who's like, he is fighting for his life. And so they're going into that game much like we would in a regular season game with that mentality like, hey, it means everything. And so to give our veterans the opportunity to say, hey, you are playing, and this is the plan, so that they can get their minds going and prepare for what they're about to encounter and get in the right headspace. Football's a dangerous game, and you want to make sure everyone's ready to go play the game the right way, because when you don't play it the right way, that's when people get hurt.
Yeah, the one thing I never liked is a coach would tell you, hey, look, you're going to play you about 12 to 14 snaps. And in your mind, you got this, okay, that's 3, that's 4, 5,
So
6,
3 and out,
7, 8.
4 more of those.
Just tell
You're doing the very thing you shouldn't do as a player.
Lie to me.
Yes.
Lie to me. Just say, hey, you're going to probably play 30 snaps. And then take me out after 12
That's
or something like that, Yeah. But don't give me a
Or just say you're
number.
playing the first half.
Yeah.
So then hey,
and
I'm
then
in.
take me out
Let's
after
go.
the first quarter. I'm okay with that.
Whatever.
Just give me something that's bigger than what it's expected,
When this decision came about, I mean, did the 3 of you guys sit down together and kind of come to a consensus on it, or how did it come to this?
Ultimately, it's going to be Liam's decision in these types of instances. We'll provide our perspective and insights. You think back to where Liam and I both got started in the NFL. We were part of probably the trend of not having starters and even contributors and known contributors perform in the preseason. We leveraged joint practices when we were with the LA Rams, and we had our primary 1s and 2s not participate in preseason games. And so last year he got some exposure to having the offensive line in particular in Tampa Bay get some preseason ops because there were some moving parts, because there were it was a chance in their eyes to get on the same page, because that's a position group in particular where all 5 working in conjunction is going to be far greater than any one individual performing at a high level. And I think just that game feel, and in this specific team that we're playing this upcoming weekend, it gives us a different defensive structure to go against versus what we've been facing on a daily basis here in training camp. So that even allows for a step, even if it presents challenges, hurdles, things like that to address now rather than in real time in the season. Those are things that can be very, very helpful and ultimately lead to major growth opportunities between now and when we kick off.
Yeah, you bring up a great point about, okay, you're a 4-3 defense, and Pittsburgh Steelers has been 3-4 forever.
Yep.
And here's a chance to see a different scheme and then also some different body types
Preach.
for your offense, and that's a great opportunity. And on top of just playing against different players, which is always good.
Right.
A different scheme, a different style, a different body type is always good. I like that.
Yeah, and I want to go back to the question you asked of, like, how did we come to the decision? Because I think it's important to highlight for our fans. Because I get it asked all the time, like, hey, how do you, like, whether it was the draft or free agency or your question there, it's a great question. I think one of the things that is really important to James, Liam, and I is understand all 3 of us understand each of our roles and respect that. And so while in this decision, it is 100% Liam Coen's decision whether our starters are going to play or not. The great thing about the relationship that we're building and have built to this point, it's built on trust. And so Liam getting input and takes that input. James gives his perspective of what he believes. I have a perspective that might be the same or different, coming from a different vantage point. All valuable. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but I think what I've found fun is that you have the individual, in this case it's Liam, his decision to make. No different than the draft when we decided to trade picks away to go pick Travis Hunter. That was James' decision ultimately. He had to make the final call. At the same time, getting input from the group, having that kind of collaboration and talking through any situation, but then also being comfortable, and all of us being comfortable and respectful to say, hey, this is Liam's decision. And whatever that decision is, hey, we're in it together. We're going to stand by it, and we're going to march forward based on what you decide. No different than the draft, free agency. Very clear. The roles are clear, but then at the same time, the collaboration. And I think that's important for our fans to understand as we go through these decisions. Whatever that decision is, it might be made by an individual who's ultimately responsible, but it's done in collaboration with trust and support, and then we're going to live or die by whatever that decision is, because we trust Liam as our head coach, and he has the best feel for the team, what's happening on the practice field, the state of the players, what he needs to get, and his coaches need to get out of the players to prepare for opening day against Carolina.
Guys, let's come back in a moment. Let's get into some highlights of the week. A couple padded practices this week. Some standout players. Physical
Some
week.
carnage on the field. I loved it.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Gotta love carnage.
When we come back. Who doesn't?
I enjoy it.
It's a physical game, Tony.
Some have said that.
So it needs to be. Back in a moment. It's the Liam Coen Show on the Jaguars Radio Network.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank. Advantage you. Member FDIC. And the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Welcome back. It is the Liam Coen Show. We'll have head coach in week 1 of the regular season, Tony Boselli and James Gladstone with us. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. Busy season at Daly's Place. Tomorrow night, live in Collective Soul. October 4th, Alex Warren. October 23rd, Dirty Heads and Jake Owen. November 11th, Sting 3.0. Tickets at dailysplace.com. Have you been out there yet, James? Daly's Place.
I have yet to get an invite.
You know, Tony has couch access.
He has a private couch.
He looked directly at Tony.
You know, I have not sat at the couch for like 3 or 4 years now.
No, it's not. It's not at the couch. It's the Boselli couch.
I haven't sat there.
I think there's a plaque out there.
No, there's no plaque. I've been up in the terrace lately.
Every other weekend, Tony's like, "Yeah, I'm going to a concert." And they're like, "Gosh, I haven't got an invite yet."
That's an exaggeration.
That might be a little bit of an exaggeration.
I gave him an opportunity to go to an event and take my place last night. He turned it down.
Let me guess, it wasn't the couch.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't a.
It was a lovely evening with my wife.
Yes. It was tutorial on.
We don't need all the gory details. We're good. We're just fine.
But the Daly's is a great place to watch a concert. There's no doubt about that.
But
I literally have not been on the couch for a while. I got to get back on the couch.
somehow. You promised it to us like years ago.
I know, but then I lost privileges somehow. I don't know what I did to lose.
So
privileges.
this is a lounge area.
There's like 4
front row, right?
Kind of right in front of the soundboard.
It's right. It's in the.
It's perfect.
Bottom tier in the back, you have these beautiful couches with a perfect view, eye level view of the stage, and the sound's amazing.
Yeah.
My wife had a chance to go, and she was raving about it. I think it was Shania.
They all sat in the terrace.
So she's been, and you haven't even been invited.
I haven't been invited, but maybe I'll.
The next question you should ask, James, would you go if you were invited?
There's layers to that. Yeah, there's layers to that response.
That's another story.
No, wait a minute. Let's go dig a little deeper here. What do you mean layers?
It's not a black and white yes and no default response. Usually, most things on planet Earth, there's a little bit of gray space, and this is one of them.
Okay. So you don't like live music?
I do. I'll probably. It depends on probably who's the
type
artist.
Of music.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so simple question.
Who I'm going with.
This is going down a path.
This is a rabbit hole.
It sounds like the rules we just saw or heard just a minute ago off the air.
Yeah.
Are there rules to concert going to?
No, there are no rules.
No rules.
No, it is all open. I'm open to
Greatest
any
concert
genre.
you've ever seen.
Oh my gosh!
Here we go. These are the questions. If you want to stump James, I can give you a list of questions.
Don't ask me about things outside of football.
Anything that does not have to do with football, if you ask him, there's no telling what you're going to get as an answer.
Gosh, no, let's not go down that path because I don't have an answer on that.
Well, okay, we're going to come off that path and go down another. Our crack research staff during the break went and found James Gladstone highlight.
Let's go.
For real? If you're watching on
Yikes.
Jaguars.com, he's wearing number 4
Yikes.
and leading the team out of the tunnel.
He was a
And
catch.
now he's playing on defense.
Just snag
That's
it.
it. An interception
He's
in
a
the end
ball
zone.
hawk. It's a pair.
QB was pretty good, made life easy.
Touchdown. Nice. 2 feet in.
Who's your quarterback?
You know what? That was a guy by the name of Dalton Hewitt. He was a freshman when I was a sophomore. He was actually the reason why I moved to wide receiver.
Because he was better than you.
He beat me out of QB.
Okay.
Another pick.
Yeah.
So you were a two-way player.
Again, known passing downs defensively. Yeah.
Okay,
that
so
was-
you were Travis Hunter before Travis Hunter.
No, not,
here we go.
Not even close. So this was, yes, I'm
Make it
thankful
miss.
that they did not have the low lights. That's for sure.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you
nice
gotta
job,
love it.
Staff.
Digging it out of the depths of YouTube. Let's go.
Yeah. This will be cherished for a long time.
No, I
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
you
cool.
guys diving in.
Love that.
Nothing better than Friday night football in high school.
That's the truth.
I'm telling you, I'm being honest. There's nothing better.
That's the truth.
Guys, let's touch on some of the highlights of practice this week. And Tony, you said physical practices, 2 padded practices Tuesday, Wednesday, and Liam Coen, Trevor Lawrence, some of the guys said after it wasn't the best offensive day Tuesday overall, but that feels like they bounced back on Wednesday. But take us a little more on the physicality part of what you liked and saw.
Well, I mean, I think, first of all, typically in a practice, and no different than when Jeff and I played, one side is going to feel better about that day than the other. And Tuesday was a day the defense probably felt a little bit better. They had a good day. They played well, and offensively probably a little bit of frustration. And when your head coach is an offensive side of the ball, I mean, you know, that's the way it goes. And so there's an emphasis going into the next day for the offense saying, hey, and we have leaders on that offense that have a lot of pride, guys like Robert Hainsey, guys who like, hey, this is important. Trevor, like, we need to step up. And I think what was fun for me, and especially as an offensive lineman, watching them come out Wednesday, and while our defense was still very physical, really coming up and stepping up the game, being physical in the run game, just all around. And we had some plays that were highlighted by Coach in the team meeting room where there were good learnings and good moments on both sides of the ball within a single play, where you could really see the physicality at the line of scrimmage, the backs going downhill, receivers coming up and getting into the run game and blocking and being physical. Some great throws by Trevor in the pass game. So I think the only way you can be a physical team is you have to practice physically. And I think this team, this camp, and I give Liam and our staff a ton of credit on this because it was a point of emphasis in the offseason. They talked about it constantly. It was a point of emphasis at the start of camp of what is expected, what's the standard, the style of play we want. Liam does a great job communicating to our players in every setting, team meeting, field, and our players responded and taken ownership of that. And you don't know until you see it on the grass. And to see that last week as we got into pads, this week continued, guys are tired, it's hot, it's hard. To rise to the occasion and come out and play that way, I think that's a good sign. And Saturday night's the next test. Jeff talked about it. Different bodies, different jerseys, body types, different fronts, 3-4 structure instead of a 4-3 structure. It's another opportunity. We're going to learn about who we are and ultimately all building to the climax, kicking it off in September when now we're keeping score and you find out you have adversity and you find out who you are as a team, what's your identity, and how do you respond to every opportunity you have. So these are all building blocks, but it was fun. It's good physical football, run game, getting after it, guys just crushing each other. It was a lot of fun to watch.
I want to go back to Friday night because the whole night impressed me. Number one is that you have a real scrimmage. 91 plays. I mean,
a lot of volume.
91 plays, and it was quality plays. It wasn't, let's do a walkthrough play here and do a half-tempo play here. This was live tempo, with the exception of bringing the ball carriers down to the ground.
A couple plays are guys did take guys down.
Yeah, well, don't say that too much now. You'll get in trouble. But I thought that was impressive, number one. But number two, these were 91 unscripted plays for the most part. I'm sure I'm counting a special teams play in there. But I've never seen a scrimmage to where a coach goes into it with plays that are unscripted, to where the offensive staff has a play in mind that they want to run. The defensive staff just knows, all they know is the personnel and the down and distance, and they're making a play call. I thought that was a great exercise in game day management, above and beyond, hey, let's figure out where we stretch before the game.
Right, the mechanics, yeah. No, I think all this, and there's not much to add to what Tony already had articulated with what we've seen from this week's practices. Really, as we get into this next phase off the heels of last Friday night's mock game, we're hunting up a clean brand of ball. And you see everything that's been articulated from our coaching staff in the meetings starting to show up on the grass, players starting to bring it to life, really embrace it, embody it. And I think as we get out to Saturday night for kickoff, you're looking for, as the physical demands continue to level up, where does the mental fortitude find itself? Are we able to maintain that clean brand of football? Are there penalties? Are there mental errors? Are there not? Are we able to operate on a plane that, fits the bill for what we set the standard, the expectations, and look forward to seeing that all unfold here. And certainly through failures, through successes over the course of a training camp, you start to build some version of callus and a little bit more stability, and hopefully that shows itself when the lights turn bright.
So plus we're going to see tackling.
Yeah.
So that's another data point.
Right.
So right now we've been in thud. And so you're like, yeah, we think it's a good run and we're going to get to the second level, but the guy who got an arm tackle, can he bring our guy down? Or does the back run through it? Another, we talk about, James that talked about.
There's been a really, Tony, you know this, there's been a lot of really good tag tacklers in NFL history.
Very good tag tacklers. But Anthony Campanelli, our defense coordinator, it's been a point of emphasis from day one. They do a lot of drill work on it. They drill it over and over about tackling. Well, this is the first time we're actually going to see it come to fruition. And it's another thing. We talk about mental errors. We talk about penalties. Missed tackles is another thing. That's how you – sometimes the difference between winning and losing a football game is how you tackle. It's an opportunity for us to go out there against other bodies in a real football game and say, how do we perform that task? Because we don't know yet at the end of the day. We just don't know because we haven't done it yet.
And obviously Saturday night isn't the end of the story. That's another chance for our players and coaches to level up, work off of that opportunity, and continue to grow before ultimately we get to the regular season.
Let's come back in a moment. Final thoughts with James Gladstone and Tony Boselli on the Liam Coen Show on Jaguars Radio.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital, with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Welcome back on the Jaguars Radio Network. Final moments with James Gladstone and Tony Boselli. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. The preseason Week 1 matchup against the Steelers, Saturday night, 7 o'clock. And it's presented by Wolfson Children's, the official children's hospital of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll go through some of the updated entry points to the stadium for fans a little bit later in the show, but it's got to be exciting to finally get under the lights and some real football. I know, James, you talked about this. You want to see some real football, and you're going to see it on Saturday night finally.
Yeah, as long as I can find my way to the field. I know he walked in with
He
me
got
on the
lost.
Really?
Wait a minute. Which way do we go here?
Was that your first? It might have been one of your first times in there. I didn't even think
that's
about
right.
that last
That's
year.
right. Oh yeah, it's been enjoyable getting to know the lay of the land, so to speak. And
He was
I think
worried.
this time would be
He's
easier.
like, where should we watch it, upstairs or on the field? I'm like, let's watch upstairs. We can see everything. He's like, well, how long is it going to take us to get down? I'm like, about.
You don't want to miss a snap.
About a minute.
Well, if the elevator's
Well, the elevators
working.
are working. I had to confirm elevators are working. They are. Everything will be working Saturday night.
They didn't work for a little while the other night.
But they got going.
They got them going eventually.
Every
Yep,
entry
yep.
open. Here
Our
we go.
facilities team did a great job under Chad Johnson. They did. I mean, the amount of work they've done at that stadium and how they've gotten it ready for our fans and our players. Like, hats off. Friday night was an amazing night. You mentioned what was on the field, but also I want to highlight what our staff did behind the scenes to make it a good experience for our fans, but also our players and their families. Just first class. Looking forward to Saturday night. A lot of work has been done by Chad and his entire team to make sure the facility's ready for our fans, players, coaches. And so it was a good test run. Make sure all the kinks are out, all the wires are connected, because a lot of construction's been going on. So looking forward to Saturday night, and looking forward to making sure the GM gets to the right spot.
And just a heads up for all the people listening out there, this is going to be an evolving, changing situation throughout the course of the year with some of the construction going
I
on.
think probably during preseason, this first game, I think it'll evolve to opening day, and you guys got the details. But I think once we get into a rhythm, and don't expect too many big changes throughout the season once we get going. But again, you got to be agile and flexible. A little bit.
All right,
But at the end of the day, once you get into the stadium, it's going to be a great experience.
My next question goes to that point exactly, flexibility. It was fun to watch Friday night in the scrimmage, and your offensive line, guys were switching positions, which when you get into the course of a season, challenges happen with injuries and everything else, and the best combinations, unless you kind of are working guys at different positions, you really don't know. And James, as a general manager, the versatility of players that you acquire for your roster got to be absolutely critical.
That's right. And especially at the offensive line spot. I mean, I think we've done our part in communicating just how intentional we are about building up the depth of that unit as a whole. And even beyond that, really, what are you prioritizing most, especially when considering depth? And that is the versatility. You get Patrick McCary, who's coming from Baltimore and started at all 5 spots. You get Wyatt Milam in the draft, who's now played 4 of the 5 spots for us, even before he steps foot in his first preseason game. And so those two things, and there's plenty more to discuss, but those two things really jump out when you talk about who can be active on game day. Because let's just say you carry 10 on a 53-man roster. Well, you only got up to 48 active on game day. You better have some guys that can flex across multiple spots should any 1 or 2 or 3 players actually go down at the position group. So that is key and critical, and has been a big part of our decision-making process in which OL we actually target in particular.
Yeah, I mean, to James's point, we were seeing it now, and we're seeing the benefit of guys being able to play multiple positions, but I give James a ton of credit, leading us through the process of when, from the time he got here at the Combine, first day of the Combine, through free agency and draft, it was a point of emphasis led by James and saying, this is how we need to attack it. Liam felt the same way. Obviously, as an O-lineman, I was all on board. And going through the process of making sure, and James talking to him and through experiences that he has lived through in Los Angeles of when you don't have that depth. And I think all of us as players, Jeff, you and I, JP, you've watched a lot of football, when you can't block people up front and you don't have the depth at OL and you lose guys, you talk about an offense being crippled and really being ineffective and hard to operate, just down in and down out. And so I think one of our thoughts from the beginning, and James highlighted it from day one, is like, hey, we're going to make sure we have quality players at the OL. It was a point of emphasis, and we executed. And so far, it's going well. Long way to go, though. And we still got to go see it in live action, but it's been fun to experience.
And we'll start seeing it Saturday night. Steelers, Jaguars coming up at Everbank Stadium. Tony, James, thanks for the time. Let's do it again next week.
Thanks as always.
We have 2 more weeks of this before you get the head coach?
Yeah, week 1 of the regular season, right before the week 1 game, we'll have Liam in.
Give the people what they want.
So you guys are going to be solo, though, down in the last week of preseason because we'll be in Miami on Thursday.
Oh, we're going to be
we'll be there with you.
Are you guys coming down?
Yeah.
We'll be there.
I'm not sure.
You're not skating.
You might want to check your Outlook schedule.
Well, you might want to make sure you were invited because I'm not sure I've signed off on that yet.
I'm not on the trip all the time.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Couple seats.
Couple seats might be removed. Hope you get mileage for that drive.
Keep your receipt.
All right, guys, get out of here. Tony Boselli, James Gladstone with us. Back with more. It's the Liam Coen Show on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Popsicles, sprinklers, a cool breeze. Talk about refreshing. You know what else is refreshing this summer? A brand new phone with Verizon. Yep, get a new phone on any plan with Select Phone Trade-In and My Plan. And lock down a low price for 3 years on any plan with My Plan. This is a deal for everyone, whether you're a new or existing customer. Swing by Verizon today for our best phone deals. 3-year price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate only. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
And we are on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by the University of Florida, #1 university in the U.S. News and World Report's #1 state for education. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. Our thanks, as always, to Tony Boselli and James Gladstone, EVP and General Manager, joining us live in studio. We'll have Liam Coen, the head coach, week 1 of the regular season. And always a pleasure. These two sitting in here for the last now 3 weeks straight. And it's compelling radio, I'll say that.
I love having them in here. And I got to be honest, I'm going to miss Boselli in the booth on game day. I mean, it's, we've been together for, I don't know, I'd have to go back and look how many years.
Yeah, when did he jump in there? Was that right when 10-10 got the rights?
Yeah, I don't remember what year it was.
2014?
It was me and Brian Sexton for many years, and then
maybe
Frank, and then
I'm told 2013 was the
2013 was the first time with him.
Yeah.
So I mean, heck, that's a long time together. And then now it's he's not going to be there. I mean, we're still going to do a great broadcast. Frank's going to do a great job, and Bucky can be involved a little bit more as well. But it's going to be different, very different. And when I was talking to these guys just a minute ago about that whole flexibility with the offensive line thing, I remembered a quote that was told to me a long time ago when I first came into the NFL, and it was from the head equipment manager of the New York Jets, and his name was Bill Hampton Sr. I mean, I'm talking top tier type of guy, okay, level 1, awesome guy. And he always had a saying, JP, when same thing that kind of goes to the versatility. He said, young man, the more you can do. The more you can do. Just remember that, the more you can do. And he was referring to, as a football player, the more you can do, the more valuable you are. But I think he also had a little bit of side reason for saying that, and that's that he wanted some help folding the towels and doing the laundry.
Right.
Which we used to actually help him do it.
Sure.
In the back, I mean, this was back before the NFL has become what it is today. And we used to go back and we'd help the guys in the equipment room do their thing, and they loved it, But it was it reminded me of that.
Good to hear about the physicality of practices this week. Tony was talking about that.
I mentioned that during Happy Hour. I mean, it was impressive to me, not just, the practice or the scrimmage, which I said 91 plays and it was physical. It had meaning to it. But you go back to every padded practice that has happened so far has been meaningful contact. It hasn't been, oh, well, we're not going to hit this guy. I don't want to hurt myself. I mean, it is – you can just tell that this is a group that is focused and is playing football in its purest form, which requires contact.
Let's come back in a moment. We'll hear from the head coach, Liam Coen. Starters will play for the Jaguars Saturday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the Liam Coen Show on Jaguars Radio.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital, with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game. Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Welcome back to the Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman and head coach Liam Coen. Earlier today, yes, the starters and everybody will play against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Came in the weight room the other day on the day off, and we talked about it. He wanted to play. A lot of the guys want to play. So, actually, you got two new systems on both sides of the ball, and the one joint, as I mentioned. So it kind of, I'm not saying it ties your hands because you can do whatever you want, but it just kind of everything leans that way is probably being the best thing for our team right now.
You said Travis is going to kind of convince you?
No, Hainsey.
Oh, Hainsey, okay.
Not convinced, but he just came up the other day in the weight room, was just like, what are we doing? And I'm like, I'm still working on it. I said, well, we want to play, and Trevor as well, and some of the guys. So, it'll be good.
That's Liam Coen earlier today. Robert Hainsey, who he's referring to there, Jaguar center, was with Coen down in Tampa, of course. So when you have that kind of buy-in from some veteran players in the locker room, that's a good sign about the way things are going, it feels like to me.
Well, first of all, I think it's pretty cool that a veteran guy wants to get the reps. A lot of times guys are like, I'm good. I'd rather not, end up having to do the extra work and just let me go ahead and sit this one out. And but, here's the reality. It's where you are as an organization. You need to improve. You need to get better. You have a first-year coach. You have a first-year offense. You have a first-year defense. You have coaches that haven't called plays before on one side of the ball. You have a whole new chemistry building with a coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball. You need reps. You need reps. The more reps that you can get, when I say reps, quality reps, the more reps that you can get that are good, the better off you're going to be into the regular season, and especially to start the regular season. And we all know that fast starts always lead to good results, and this team has an opportunity at getting some wins early. And if you can stack a couple early, it would do wonders for the psyche of this team. And the culture that you're trying to believe always needs a little bit of belief. Wins provide belief.
Let's return to the moment. Travis Hunter's piece of this equation on Saturday. We'll see if you have any answers.
I can't wait. I mean, it's literally, again, that's the headlines from a nationwide standpoint. And we can't forget the headlines.
We'll dig into that when we return. If you still have a microphone,
I might knock it away.
Have it knocked it away. It's the Liam Coen Show on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam? 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Yingling Traditional Lager, a beer that, like true legends, stands the test of time. Brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years, it's a crisp amber lager with a bold, smooth flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching from your favorite bar, Yingling is the taste of tradition. Yingling, legends stand the test of time.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow. Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Welcome back. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. And don't miss your chance to score an exclusive Brian Thomas Jr. bobblehead and a ticket to see the Jaguars take on the Chargers, Colts, or Jets at the bank. And the special offer won't last. One bobblehead comes with every ticket. Get yours today at 633-2000 or email ticketing@jaguars.com.
BTJ bobblehead.
That's pretty cool.
He's had an okay camp. I wish he'd made some more of the contested catches, but and some of the guys that have been at camp have been like, hey, how come he's not making those catches? I remember last year and watching Brian Thomas Jr. camp. Look, he's been good at camp. He hasn't been the superstar that he was last year in the season yet. But I remember last year in training camp and watching him, and me and Boselli had this argument because I said I think he's going to be the best deep threat here since Jimmy Smith, and he just started going, oh, what are you talking about? You can't. And I was like, look, I said, I think this guy is really special. He's got great speed, but I didn't realize that he was going to be what we saw last year. I thought that he would be kind of, I don't want to say a one-trick pony, but somebody that had a defined role. But once he got into the regular season, there was this change in personality. He goes to game day, and he enters that dark place because he was in Miami, and he was talking smack to Jalen Ramsey.
Right on that first quarter.
And I was going, who's this guy?
Yeah. And
I love it.
You saw a little, they go in the stadium for the scrimmage. You mentioned he hadn't been making contested catches, and there's some things kind of, what is it? Lights come on.
And the lights came
Friday
over him.
night, and he's catching balls all over the field, 2 touchdowns.
He's different.
Maybe he's not a morning person.
That's why with James and Tony in here, we were talking about the great tag tacklers. And James, after we went to a break, said there's some Thursday All-Pros. And that there are those that, and you never know this until you actually get to the point of game day, when the lights come on, some have the ability to elevate their level of play higher than others. Some, they actually take a step down because they start thinking too much. Others are the exact same. What you see in practice is what you get. And then you have those special players like Brian Thomas Jr. Well, when the lights turn on, he turns on. And it's fun to watch. Those players are the great ones.
I'm excited to see how Travis Hunter deals with the same thing here. He
Can't
seemed
wait
to do
to
that
see.
in college just fine.
I can't wait to see. And, we were actually talking a little bit ago about watching him on both sides of the ball, and I always have said this, that the past is the greatest indicator of the future is that you can get. And the Jaguars PR staff, I give them credit. They had a great nugget in the release for the game this week. And I'm going to read it because, I think it's pretty telling. If you look over the last 2 years, Travis Hunter took 2,625 snaps total. And that was going all the way back to 23 and 24. On the offensive side, that was 714 of 823 snaps. That is 86.8%.
87%.
Okay. On defense, he took 748 of 902 snaps. That's 82.9%. So, and there's people, I guess, that think that he can't do it at the pro level. Well, wait a minute. He just took 2,625 snaps in the last 2 years.
We'll see how many he gets on Saturday night, both sides of the ball.
Well, I'm just looking forward to seeing him elevate his level of play on game day because there's a different gear that everybody has, and I know he has one too.
Let's come back. Final thoughts, final moments of the Liam Coen Show on Jaguars Radio.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
No, no, no!
What now?
The toilet! It's growling at me!
Growling? Seriously?
It's alive! The water's rising! I swear it's plotting revenge!
Relax. I'll call Duck Duck Rooter before it takes over the house.
Got a plumbing emergency? Don't wait for the drama. Call Duck Duck Rooter, your local plumbing pros and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Watch the game, host your crew, or just unwind at BC Grill and Patio at Sheridan Jacksonville, part of the Marriott family of hotels. Enjoy craft cocktails, tasty bites, and indoor-outdoor seating perfect for watch parties, happy hours, and events. Mention this radio ad for 10% off food and drinks. Visit SheridanJacksonville.com or call 904-564-4772. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Welcome back. The Liam Coen Show, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Final couple of moments of the Liam Coen Show, and we'll have head coach week 1 of the regular season. JP Shadrick with Jeff Lageman. Steelers Jaguars 7 o'clock Saturday. Some stadium navigation updates. The in-bowl game day experience will remain unchanged this year, full capacity throughout the season, but you might have to adjust where you're parking, entering the stadium, and how you make your way to your seats. The main concourse will be the full circulation around the stadium. The ground level outside, past where you get your ticket scanned, no longer connects gate to gate. All gates will be open. There are additional gates in the south end by the old flex field now. There's a super gate at gate 4 that gets you to the fan entertainment zone, the south end zone, Daly's Place, everything down there. East and west club gate paths direct only ticket holders with club access to their respective clubs. So all the information is at jaguars.com/stadium, and we'll keep you updated as the weeks go along here of any changes leading into home games, and it could be some minor changes as the weeks go. But Logs, we're in the stadium Saturday night. The Steelers are in town. It's preseason.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I think there's like 3 preseason games on tonight in the NFL.
There's a few. I think the Colts are playing tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if any of them are televised on a national scale, but yeah, it's that time of year, JP.
Certainly is. Well done. We'll do this again next week, Logs.
Looking forward to it.
That's Jeff Lageman. I'm JP Shadrick. Our thanks to David Cho, Brent Reber, Joe Fortunato, James Gladstone, Tony Boselli, and thanks to you for watching and listening. This has been the Liam Coen Show on the Jaguars Radio Network.